In the silence, there is peace. In the silence, there is unspoken joy. And in the silence, there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for this precious silence, so I can hear what can never be heard right here. In this silence, I find God, and I find myself. In this moment, there is peace. In the silence, there is unspoken joy. In the silence, there's release. In a world full of chaos and noise, so I wait for those precious moments where I can hear what I've never heard before, right here in the holy silence. I find God, I find myself. And I find God, I find God, and I find myself.
Please join me in prayer. And we're here yet again to celebrate the gift that is listening, not just with our ears, but with our hearts and our minds, open to all that is, open to all that we are, being made from the same substance as that power, that one perfect life that becomes what it loves and makes things out of itself. Unique expressions of divine beauty. That is what everyone in this space is, divine beauty. Everyone in this world, this divine beauty, if we're open to looking for it and seeing it, seeing God everywhere that we go, and we give thanks for this way of life that we've learned and practice and share to make a world that works for everyone. I'm so grateful for everyone who's come together to make this service possible, to make it shine in the world. So grateful for everyone here who's come to celebrate the allness of God and all that each of us are. So grateful for everyone in this room who has in one way or another lifted me up higher and higher and reminded me who I am on those occasions when I'm feeling down, and reminded me that it is God that's at the center of everything when I wanted to take a little bit more credit than I should have. I know that everything that takes place here today will be absolutely perfect in every way. And for that, I'm very happy. I'm looking so forward to hearing Spirit speak through young Reverend Patrick Soran, giving a message that everyone within the sound of my voice in this space, online, all over the world, can benefit from. Knowing that connection and knowing how listening can lift our relationships up to the perfect level. I release these words in the divine law where they're already done by that universal mind, that one mind that connects us all. I let this go, I let it be. Together we affirm, and so it is. I have got some words of inspiration again, and I hope they're. Our first are from Mark Nepo. By the way, there's more copies of the book in the library. If you missed out, there's 3 more on the shelves in there. Wonderful book. Mark says, when we can listen, each particle of being, no matter how small, invites our presence and attention, so we might hear and feel the whole universe through it. From Arjuna Arda, when I listen to how other people are experiencing reality, then I see it. And from our founder, the Honorable Dr. Ernest Holmes, every time you say I am, you are recognizing the eternal, infinite presence of omnipotent power within yourself, which is God operating through your thought, and that is why you bring upon yourself the thing you fear, and why you bring upon yourself the thing that you want. Delivering this message in a lighthearted way, easy to understand, making this whole way of life accessible is what Patrick is about. And we've been chatting, now, since we've had our conversation, I know I've said it before, but I really know it now, is that there's a very thin line between spiritual alignment and group psychosis. And we share a lot, All I can tell you is that 1985 was a good year for our particular vintage, and kind of leave it at that. And so glad your daughter's on her way. And, when we're patient and we trust God, it's awful hard when someone that we care about is burning their lives down. But if we have that trust and faith and step back, we find that God does for others what we can't do for ourselves and can't do for them because we don't have that power. Anyway, Patrick loves to give sermons that leave you feeling better about yourself and your place in the world. And he wants to see the beauty and feel the joy that's all around us. And he doesn't take the world seriously, but he takes the world as it is and looks for the good in it. He's had a lot of experiences. We're both very human, But, we let our faith come out in action and in deeds and in words. And I'm going to bring him up here to wow you, because you guys have been listening to me for half the morning. And, you got to suffer through 2 rounds of it next week. So I'm going to let up on you and get Patrick up here. He's going to tell the truth this time.
Can you hear me? Oh, that's perfect. Well, the book is called 7,000 Ways to Listen, but it's mistitled. It should be 7,002 Ways to Listen, because it's a spiritual experience to listen to Russ pray. It's just amazing. And it's also a spiritual experience to hear Karen sing. So thank you, Mark Nepo. You're a spiritual giant, but you missed the boat on this one. I've been thinking as we've progressed through this service that we spend a lot of time wanting or maybe expecting miracles, loving the idea of a miracle happening to us. And because the topic this month is listening, I wonder how we listen for miracles. We often have our eyes peeled for things, spontaneous things to happen out in the world. Like the woman who was thinking about moving to Virginia and she couldn't make up her mind. And she left the office one day and there was a big tourist banner for Virginia. We get it with our eyes. But do we get it with our ears? Are we paying attention to what God has to offer us through our hearing? How many of you get up in the morning and go out with your coffee and listen for the birds? Isn't it wonderful? I only have about 3 in my yard, but they're there every morning. They're supporting me in my prayers and in my wishes and my desires. And they take life so simply. I wish I could be as simple as a bird. Just go around and look for worms. You know what? I'd be in trouble. I haven't seen a worm in a long time. I wouldn't get this way looking for worms. So today I'm going to talk about miracles. And I think we know in our teaching that we expect miracles. We don't hope for miracles. We know that miracles occur to us. And so while we're waiting, we're probably twiddling our thumbs and thinking and winking and trying to figure out life. What can we do to prepare for our miracle? Well, first of all, we can prepare for the miracle by beginning to see ourselves as godlike beings. So often we dismiss ourselves as being not godlike, human, and so fallible and so wrong. But we are godlike beings. We're God beings in action. Poor God is a passive consciousness in the universe in a moment of listening and waiting. That's what God does. It's just sitting there listening. We're the ones who have to activate it. So to activate it, we have to understand that we are it. What a weird and ego-filled thing it sounds like. We are God. Say it with me. I am a godlike being. I'm a God on 2 legs. Oh, it feels so good. Did it feel good to say it? To own it, to really believe it. We have to stop thinking of ourselves as being too old or too heavy or too this or too that, and let ourselves feel the divinity within. And in fact, if we don't feel it, we have to step beyond that. We're grown-ups. We know that God is with us. Just because we don't feel God doesn't mean God isn't with us. God is with us every moment of every day, whether we feel it or not. And what's it doing every moment of every day? Sitting there listening, waiting for us to whisper. And second, we have to see the world as God sees it. As the saying goes, we can look at the world with a new pair of glasses, spiritual glasses. So often we see the world in its physical manifestation, but just behind this physical manifestation is this wonderful layer of light, the spiritual manifestation of each and every one of us. I'm a spiritual being. Each of us is a spiritual entity. And if I start looking at all of the world as being also a spiritual entity, I expand my idea of what God is so widely. I can look at the stars. I can look at a rainbow. I can look at a donut. I can look at anything, practice, open wide, and see everything in God. A dog. I love my dog, but I love hamburgers too. And they're all God. Everything is manifest from this idea behind the idea that takes an idea, puts it through what we call the law, the manufacturing wing of the science, and makes it real. So if you go out to buy a chair, you have an idea that you want a chair, you go to a store that sells chairs, and you buy a chair. Boom! You manifested a chair. And that's how God looks at the world. I want human beings to be perfect. And so it makes each of us perfect every moment of every day. We're the ones who don't see ourselves as perfect. That's on us. That's not on God. God doesn't do that. God only understands us as perfection. We have to let go of the old ways. In John 12:24, except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. But if it dies, it brings forth much fruit. What's that mean? Thanks, John. It means that I have to die to who I am so that the miracle can take place. The butterfly has to die to being a caterpillar to let the miracle take place. The little acorn, have you ever seen a little acorn, how small they are? That acorn has to give up its acornness so that it can become a mighty oak. What acorns am I holding on to in my life? What am I preventing God from sending me because I still think of myself in some areas of my life as an acorn that fell from a tree? The acorn falls not far from the tree. Okay, Mom and Dad, it's all your fault. Everything bad that happened to me is the result of childhood trauma. Yeah. I'm a grown-up. I get to let go of all that stuff and become and own who I am every day. Say with me, I own who I am. I have created who I am. I never thought of myself as creative, but I am creative. Next time you look in a mirror, think of yourself as being whoever your favorite artist is. Rubens, Da Vinci, Titian. I think if you said Picasso, you might start looking at yourself kind of oddly. But imagine yourself as the product of your own creation. Imagine yourself with a brush or a chisel to carve yourself and figure out who we are and reveal ourselves. Let the us that we know to be true open up and reveal itself. That can be hard, can't it? Gay people aren't the only people who live in closets. We all have our secrets, don't we? Can I give a word of advice? I don't like to give advice, but I'm going to. Find somebody to tell your secrets to so that you don't have to carry them around. There's some wonderful practitioners in this room right now, and they'd love to hear your secrets, not because they love secrets, but they'd love to unburden you by just listening. I'm so glad that I have no memory, because you can tell me the most awful secret you have, and it just goes right out the other ear. I don't even remember it. Get rid of your secrets and drop that baggage. And fourth, we have to prepare ourselves. We not only have to let go of old ideas and see ourselves as God beings, we have to start using new words and phrases. So two of the most difficult phrases for many of us to utter in the English language, the first is no. How many of us are really good at saying no? Well, are you? Good for you, yay. Because the rest of us aren't. You're the only one who raised your hand. When the kids need something, okay. When the partner needs something, okay. When the work needs something, okay. And I have to tell you, it's a powerful word just to say, I'm sorry, boss. I'm taking Saturday and Sunday off this week. So the answer is no. Oh my gosh. And then you're going to feel all like, if you're a people pleaser like me, you're going to get all butterfly-ish. Oh, I told the boss no. Guess what? The boss is going to live. He'll just go right down the chart and pick somebody else to get that job done. And he'll have more respect for us. No is one of the most powerful words in the language when we use it properly. So let's all say it together. No. Okay, and we're going to advance this, but I hope we don't send me all to hell. Let's try something else. Say, hell no. Hell no. Oh, God just loves hearing that. I went to service today, and the minister said to tell my boss, hell no. This is the kind of church this is my kind of church, I just have to tell you. And a second way to break through a lot of old stuff and shadow work and all that wordy-birdy stuff is to let yourself be angry now and again. Getting angry is one of the most difficult things in the world to do because we're all people pleasers and we want people to be happy and we don't want people to judge us. And somehow we've learned that to be angry is to be judged negatively. I'll tell you what, it's not. It's a way to be seen as a mature human being who can express their needs in the moment. I taught college for 16 years, 4 quarters a year, about 20 students per quarter. That's a lot of people over a lot of time. And maybe, not even 10%, maybe 3% of those, I could probably name 5 students where we had knockdown, drag-out fights. It wasn't good because I'm the teacher. I have the power in the room, right? And so I'm mad and they're mad and we're going at it together. And guess what happened every time? At the end of the fight, we lived and we cooled down and we realized how much we really loved each other. Have you ever had a fight with someone and at the end of the fight you realized, not that I was wrong or they were wrong, but I love that I can be emotional with this person. I don't have to hide who I am with this person. I was just starting to learn this stuff, and I was at a Mexican restaurant, and I ordered a sopapilla, which in our minds is this wonderful, fluffy thing, right? This was a lump of dough. And I looked at it, and I thought, I was with my family, which is even worse. I'm going to send it back. I'd never sent anything back in my whole life. I was 32 years old at that point. Waitress, this isn't a sopapilla. It's a lump of pastry. Could I have another one? And guess what? No sirens, no ambulance. She just went and got another one and brought it to me. If I hadn't done that, I'd have been mad at her the whole weekend. Why did she bring me a lump of dough instead of a sopapilla? It's a brush clearing. It's a way to let things go. And it takes courage because we're so afraid anger will break a relationship. I'm in a relationship 20 years now, and we don't fight every day, but once a week we fight, and once a month we have a knockdown drag out. I'm not dead yet. He teases me he's going to kill me, but he hasn't yet. We just get back to life. Colin Powell, the great American general and statesman, says, get mad and then get over it. Let it burn the brush out and clear the slate and move on. We're grown-ups. I can be a grown-up. Okay, so now I'm prepared. I'm all ready for the miracle to come. Now what? There's a couple of things that can happen. We're like a garden, and there's two ways a garden can get seeds. The first way is that we have an intention. We decide we want a row of peas. And so what do we plant? Peas, thank you. Boy, it took you a minute. I'm calm now, I'm worried. So if I want peas, I have to plant peas. That's the intention. And so I set an intention of what I want. And that's called saying, I want. Are we used to saying, I want? God's waiting, it's listening. It needs to know what we want. And if we don't tell it, if somebody says, well, where should we go for dinner? And you say, I don't care. The universe goes, she doesn't care. What movie should we go? I don't care. The universe gets the signal that you don't care. And it's fine. Okay, it doesn't care. It doesn't care either. It's just going to keep sending you, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. What's worse if I don't care is we go to some restaurant I hate. If only I'd said that I want whatever. I want. And it's good every once in a while to just sit down and make a list of what we want. Also known as our dreams. I want to go kayaking in the San Juans. I want to sit by a shady lake in the Rocky Mountains. I want a condo in Palm Springs. I want a condo in Vancouver. This could be a while. Paris, Sydney. Make the list. God doesn't know what we want until we tell it. Remember, it's there listening. And the only one that can pray into it is us. We get to tell it. And the other thing we have to say is, the other thing we have to say is I'm willing. I'm willing. God is sending our good all the time. God is sending us miracles all the time. What if we trusted that good was on the way and let go of our negativity just long enough to try an experiment? Try letting everything be for our good. That's kind of a big order, isn't it? Everything be for our good. And if you get too hung up on, is it for my good? Well, it doesn't do this and it doesn't do that. Just let it go. Just let it be for my good. I hold everything in my life and know that it's for my good. God is acting on my behalf for my good. I am acting on my behalf for my good. I believe in my good. I manifest my good. I trust my good. And so we just have to be willing to trust that everything is happening for us, which can be weird sometimes because, when there's a line at McDonald's or the grocery store and there's 10 people in it and I only have 3 things, that doesn't seem like God's acting in my good. But you know what? If I just stand there and relate to people, listen to people. Maybe somebody in front of you needs a helping hand or a few bucks to get through, or someone behind you has even less groceries than you, and you can just let them in. Many years ago, 2 salesmen were sent by a British shoe manufacturer to Africa to investigate and report back on market potential. The first salesman reported back, "There is no potential there. Nobody wears shoes." The second salesman reported back, "There is massive potential there. Nobody wears shoes." So thank you for today, and keep your ears open, and know that God has its ears open, and He has 20/20 hearing, or whatever it is. And you don't have to talk loud. You can whisper to it. What if you sang a song, Karen? What if you just played something loud, and we just whispered what we want? You don't have to spread it to everybody in the room. Just whisper a little. Nobody's going to hear it because Karen's playing loud music. Just whisper something that you want. Thank you, Karen. That's perfect. Oh, God heard, and trust me, God heard everything you said. Amen.
Holy moments in all of our lives. Help us listen and recognize. Holy moments can be a child's kiss goodnight. Holy moments in all of our lives. Holy moments don't have to do a thing. Just watch and listen to feel what God's grace brings. Holy moments in all of our lives. Brings us closer, closer to the light. Holy moments. Here's a couple from my life. When the sun comes out on a winter day, it's a holy moment. Can you sing that? Just holy moment. Ready? 2, 3, and holy moment. Oh, good, but it just has to be a tiny smidge louder. One more time. Holy moment. Okay, here we go again. When the sun comes out on a winter day, it's a holy moment. When you go to the beach and you feel the wave, it's a holy moment. When we hear what Reverend Patrick has to say, it's a holy moment in all of our lives. Holy moment in all of our lives. Watch and listen, and you'll see the light. Holy moment. It's a simple thing, and it helps us to understand the grace that God can bring. Holy moments. Something, and we'll sing holy moment.